Hi, this is a documentary I've created about my project, a telestereoscope. Say that word. Say it. Telestereoscope. It's weird. Anyway, it means a device in which the distance between the objectives is greater than the interocular distance and which is used to obtain enhanced impressions of relief in distant objects. To quote Merriam-Webster. In other, easier to understand words, that's a thingy that moves light around from places further apart than your eyes into your eyes. It's a pretty neat effect, and one which I wanted to learn about, test, and explain. So I got two webcams, each one identical and adjustable to take pictures of various scenes. The webcams replicate your eyes. Two devices for seeing light set at 2 points on the same axis, tilted identically, to acquire slightly different views of an object, so that your mind can combine into one three-dimensional image. Now, these cameras I set up large distances apart to create parallax, the effect that occurs when you view objects in a field different distances apart from your eyes. This effect is integral to viewing in 3D and diminishes over larger distances. Setting what is essentially your eyes far apart recreates the parallax, allowing you to view things like mountains in stereoscopic view, a fancy word for 3D. I found various locations around Mount Lebanon and the surrounding area that had large treeless cliffs or something similar, and brought my van with webcams mounted on top of these locations that took pictures. This was a lot harder than it sounds. Having webcams 10 feet apart in exactly the same position with exactly the same settings is nigh impossible, and so my pictures were almost unusable. I was, however, able to salvage them with some creative cropping and editing of the pictures, and they generally work for this purpose. Here are some of the images I captured on my expeditions. Pretty neat, no? Most of these pictures were at a graveyard I found on Google Maps, but one of them was taken from a cliff overlooking the point, which is right next to the incline. Those pictures are the ones with the cameras furthest apart. While the graveyard was just, a fraction of my van, those were, a minute or so of walking across a hill. That means that you can see the like stadium, for example, in 3D. Well, with the van that wouldn't work. It's pretty cool.